Hi there everyone, a bit of a different video today. On a bit of a mission down here in Dordogne. In November, lovely weather. I've heard talk about well, not unknown, but not a touristy grotto, cave, call it what you want, with ruined mills near it. So I'm on a bit of a mission to try and find it. So walking out around these lanes, as you can see, in the middle of the countryside, but taking advantage of the good weather. So let's see what happens. The thing is, if you're interested in manor houses and chateaus and all that sort of thing, well, if you're like me, certainly, you'd also be interested in what they call the patrimoine in general. So whether that be natural patrimoine, industrial patrimoine, archaeological patrimoine, whatever. There's actually plenty of it down here in Dordogne. Basic history going from the cave dwellers up through to modern day. Anyhow, let's see how we get on. It's a really nice countryside around here. If you're into walking, plenty about. One thing I would say though, during the winter time, don't go walking at the winter. Don't go walking during the weekend because the hunters are out and they're all over the place down here. So, in week, if you've got time, it's great. Just look at this countryside. Well, I've been walking for about 10 minutes now, got an hour. And I've actually got first sight of the stream down there in the gully there. So I'm on the right area, let's say. So carry on and see what happens. As you can see, this is accessed by tracks, and apparently even in the 1700s, well, most definitely in the 1700s, it'd be accessed by tracks. And I can't remember which war it was. Was it the First World War or one of the earlier wars? But basically, the mule which actually supplied the mill with its grain and took the flour away, apparently was requisitioned for the war, and when the war finished, was brought back. Unfortunately, the mill was closed down during that time, but it actually spent its days down at the mill till the day it died. Well, at least that's what legend says. Well, this looks like the remains of no doubt the first mill. I don't know how well you can see that with the actual overgrowth, you know what I mean, all the actual vegetation here. So, if I remember properly, this was a mill in the 13th century. If I remember the facts correctly, between here and the Vézère River, there was actually 11 mills, but they were actually what are called synchronised mills, or it wasn't a synchronised mill, it was a sequential mill. Makes more sense that way. Whereas basically, this is the top end mill, let's say, the head mill. This, what we're looking at, is probably the old mill pool, or I imagine it actually spread it up a lot further. And literally, this was let the gates go, use its water, do what it has to do with the grain. Obviously, that water then carry on down past to the next mill pole, where another mill was waiting, and once that filled up, they do their grain, and so on and so on. As you can see here, well, completely blocked with branches. That's like a big sluice which went down. So looking at that, I'll be guessing that it was a turbine set up for the mill, where the water ran underneath and literally turned the wheel around that way, as opposed to being like the more, let's say, picture postcard water mill with a big wheel on the side. I've actually carried on further on up the stream, not that far, for another 100 metres, say. And, well, apparently that wasn't the top mill. Well, it might have been the top mill. I'm not too sure what this structure is here. Is it some kind of sluice? Was it part of a bigger building? I don't know. I'm right at the top of that structure now, which I think is the last one. Because admittedly, when you look up behind me, it's pretty well a sheer cliff. And the water, you can't actually see it, I'll show you in a minute, is actually coming out of the ground just behind those trees. So here I am, at the beginning of the stream, head of the stream. Well, I don't know how far it goes in under the rocks there. I won't be going any further, that's for sure. You can see the structure just to the side from me here. So you can actually see how high up that goes, that cliff afterwards. But pretty amazing. There's one extra bit I want to check out, because there's also apparently caves. And no, I'm not going to go caving, but just the fact that there are caves in my actual village where I have a house intrigued me, so I thought I'd better come down and have a look. When I got there, bit of a climb up, not for miles, just a bit steep and a bit muddy. Obviously this is early winter. But I'm here in one of the grottos. Admittedly, I'm not going to go that far in, because A, I'm on my own, B, there's no phone signal here, C, I don't have the equipment, and D, I'm not a speleolog, whatever they call it, cave climber, what the name. What's more, I actually reckon there's a whole habitat of bats here, so obviously you don't want to go disturbing them. Le Moulin et les Grottes de Douim, if you want to go looking for it. Won't find it on GPS, won't find it on most maps. You have to go back to some of the older maps to find it, and then you've got a bit of a walk on your hands. But it's certainly interesting. Okay, by far not the biggest grot I've ever seen, but at least it's untouched by human hands to a certain extent. Well, I did it, found the mill, found at least one of the caves. I've got a feeling the other cave is where the water starts, and they've like partly walled it up to stop people going in there, which I believe is the biggest cave. This one here, apparently does go back quite a bit. Well, I did come in a little way, probably about 10-15 metres in. You can see it goes around the corner there. But I think it's further enough for me on my own here. Not scared exactly. What is it? I think it's a little back there. But like I said, this winter on my own, no phone signal. Just a torch for me. Do for me. Doing well. Halfway back. Still got this to go though. Well, bit of a climb back up. I'm at the top now, so it's well worth it. So, yeah, nice place to go and see, to know it's there, to have seen it, etc, etc. Okay, maybe not the most interesting place in the world, but I certainly liked it. Hope you liked this video too. And if you did, don't forget to click the old like and subscribe. Don't click the old like and subscribe. And if you do, don't forget to click the old like, subscribe and bell button on there. And I'll see you soon. Bye.